When guys go through a divorce, we just let ourselves go with one exception. We pump iron, work out, revenge body we call it. But that should just be your halfway point. Take it up a notch and improve your style. Contrary to popular belief, it's much easier and less time consuming than working out several hours a week. And not that I'm saying to stop kicking your ass at the gym. To the contrary, if your body's your temple, adorn it. Let me begin with a quick definition. There's style and then there's fashion. Style is timeless. Fashion's timely. Someone who's fashionable, they follow the latest fashion trends and they wear designer clothing. For the most part, I shop at middle-end clothing stores at the mall, American Eagle, the Express, Kohl's. And because those retailers, they pick their items seasonally, it makes it hard for me to recommend something, and therefore I shop also at Amazon. Fashion's not my thing. My Hugos, they're stuck in the closet. They're out of style. Yet many guys, we fail to up our wardrobe. Many will go to the mall, ask the salesperson for help as we pick out a shirt that we like. Then, as we look for a second shirt, we just pick a similar one. That's not upgrading your style. That's just buying a new shirt. Upgrading your style is trying something completely different. It's trying on a sports coat or a vest with a shirt. It's accessorizing it. Moreover, if you improve your body, it just fits better. Whatever clothing you put on, it just fits and flows better. That's why today we're going to discuss major reasons to upgrade your wardrobe and pick a few tips here and there on what every newly single guy should own. So, let's start revving that engine. Hello everyone, my name is Renee, spelled like the channel The Renaissance Man, and I'm a divorce coach specializing only in men. If you're going through a divorce and you don't know where to begin, I tell you this. Karma, right now, she just gave you a big-ass kiss on the lips. I'm here to help guide you. You can start by joining what's become one of the fastest-growing men's divorce support group on Facebook, free and confidential. And once joining our family, why not make an appointment to speak with me one-on-one? I've worked with over 1,000 divorced men to help them not just get beyond this, but actually to thrive in their post-divorce world. Because surviving, it's excrement, it's bullshit. And as you're probably noticing right now, life's just way too short to put up with a wait-and-see attitude. Men who join my coaching program, they increase what's called the quality of life by 25 points or 44% in just short 3 months. For reference, the average divorced man after being divorced for 2 years, their quality of life increased by 15 points or 27%. So you got 27 versus 44. You be the judge. The link is in the comment section underneath. And I tell you this, I'm damn good at what I do. And I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't feel that I was the best. Just way too important. 82% of the men said that they were in better shape 3 months after the breakup. Working out, it increases your quality of life by making you feel better, more energized, invigorated, and it doesn't hurt. That you look good without a shirt. Yet there's an overlooked part of the picture here because 67% of the men said that they try to upgrade their wardrobe post-split. Moreover, 3/4 of the men said that they respond differently to a person that's dressed up. But I'd argue that number is closer to 100%. Some guys, they will say that it's superficial, that you're judging a book by its cover. I'd respond to my holier-than-thou self-righteous homies to check themselves because looks, they certainly matter. And if they didn't, then you go ahead and date the aesthetically challenged girls. Leave the cities to the other guys. Of the guys that said that they dressed up, nearly 80% said that they felt better about themselves when they did. There's a reason for that. Ever heard of the concept Enclothed Cognition? Now, if you haven't, you're not alone, but the concept is very much real. Enclothed cognition is used to describe the effect that our clothes have on us. When we're dressed up, not only do we feel better about ourselves, but we actually perform better at work and have a more positive outlook on life. If you're one of the guys that doesn't work out, then dressing up, it's kind of your way of getting around the gym. There's several reasons for that. For starters, dressing up, it sets the tone for you as a professional. It's a fact that dressing professionally makes you act more professional. Students who dress up, they perform higher test scores. And guess what? Teachers, when they dress up, their students learn more. Go figure. Moreover, dressing up, it increases confidence. People will just look at you with more respect and maybe a combination of curiosity and envy. I'll make this argument. Chances are you didn't ask to be in this position. The reality is that you're now single and it's now part of your identity. Now, this could be a great or a terrifying thing because You don't have anyone to rely on. It's now you and only you, and should you fall, there's no one there to pick you up. Now you're responsible for no one, and this means that you have every right to be selfish. You have an obligation, though, to step it up. You have an obligation to yourself. Remember when you were young and your parents would tell you what to do, what to eat, when to sleep and wake up? For many, you went on from relying on that to getting a girlfriend, married, and you never really did call your shots. Now you can, and you should. The thing is that you owe it to yourself to always be the best dressed person in any occasion, and there's many reasons why. First, it lets others know that you're okay, that this breakup is not going to be your demise, but it's just a temporary setback. Second, people will treat you differently. They'll treat you with more respect, and many will be more apt to befriend you as they'll naturally assume that you're in the know. Or if you're in business, they'll take you more serious because if you're a professional, they'll naturally want your input. And last, let's get to the obvious, looking good. It's great for the soul, but it does not hurt that it also attracts the bebecitas. In 2011, Men's Warehouse, they released a study and their conclusion was that men, we continue to substantially underestimate the importance of how we dress. The study begins on how dressing up dramatically impacts our self-confidence, career, and our love life. Better dressed men, they're seen as having greater sex appeal and earn higher wages. Regarding how men are perceived by women, 91% think that dressing well can make a man appear more physically attractive than he really is. Now, if you're a believer in the red pill movement, you may want to pay attention here. 78% of women said that one of the hottest things that a guy can do is to dress well. 85% think that a guy who dresses well is sexier than someone who has a shitload of money. Maybe they didn't say shitload of money. I kind of ad-libbed here. Same difference. And 80% said that they would give up something substantial in their life, like going out to dinner or even stop having sex for an entire year to have a better dressed partner. Not sure that's much of a selling point, Garcia. Ever heard the phrase that a man in a well-tailored suit is to women as lingerie is to men? Of women polled, nearly 2/3 said that a man in a suit is more attractive than a man in a uniform. Why didn't I wear a suit in this piece? Yet, we have a ways to go because 77% of guys confess that their wardrobe, it just needs a makeover. Now, these were all men, not only single men, but all men. 42% said that they would dress better if they just simply knew how to. And I love that number because in my Facebook group, the one that I invited you to, I got the same number. I asked men what stops them from dressing up, and 42% of them said that they just don't know how to. The study concludes that because men never really learned how to dress, that's why we dislike shopping. And I agree because I hated shopping. And if this isn't enough data, Men's Health magazine did a survey of over 1,000 women, and investigators, they wanted to identify, quantify, and rank what makes a guy hot to women. The most important physical attribute from a man? His sense of style. It ranked higher than a handsome face, a muscular build, his height, and even his fitness. So remember what I said? If you're one of the guys that doesn't work out, then dressing up, it's kind of your way of getting around the gym. That's why I said it. Now, earlier I mentioned how I hated shopping. Today's shit, well, I'm always researching style and fashion, and I enjoy it. I'll go to the mall, and I'll literally dress my girlfriend, for instance. So here I am at the mall, right? And I'm doing some research and so forth and writing. And I stopped over at H&M, and I figured, let me get something for my girl. I was just kind of like thinking, she would look good in this. Then it hit me that be so much of a man that you know how to dress your woman. Now, this is coming from a man who, up until after his divorce, he thought chinos were a brand of pants. Seriously, one day my brother just said, "You need a good pair of chinos." I thought they were khakis. Never heard of the word chinos. The point is that it's not as difficult as you think. And in my coaching program, I go virtual shopping with the guys and discuss what would look good on them along with why. After a while, they just pick it up naturally. When I first got single, I had much more time than I knew what to do with. So I took college courses at the local community college on fabric and fashion. And I tell you this, knowing how to put items together and being able to pick out something that would look good on you as well as others, it's a serious confidence booster. Imagine being able to tell a female that you're dating that because of their body type, they would look good wearing this type of fit, and they'll look good wearing this particular color because of their undertone. And dressing up doesn't have to be expensive nor uncomfortable either. When I virtually shop with my clients, one of the first things that they say when they try on an item is, "Whoa, this is comfortable." Then they look at the price. "I'll take 2 of them." And you'll notice that today, it's not just about cotton. There's a lot different materials. Now, cotton comes in 2 forms. There's knitted, like your basic t-shirt, like the one I'm wearing. But the downside is that they stretch and they stay stretched. And they also bleed, and therefore they fade out. Or if you wash a red and accidentally add white, the white turns pink. Or cotton can be woven, like this shirt right here. It does not stretch. They're basically the typical everyday shirts that we wear. Problem with woven cotton is that it's uncomfortable. They lose color, they can be heavy, they don't stretch, and worst of all, they need ironing. So you have a choice. You either take it to the cleaners for ironing, or if you're in a time crunch like I am for the release of this video, you take the 5 minutes to iron it out, only to put on a vest and realize that you wrinkled it again, like this shirt right here. I hate ironing. All right, enough about why you need to dress up. You're probably starting to get bored, and I get it. But whether you do it for yourself or for the bebecitas, rule number 1 is simple. Fit is king, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. But what is the first garment, if any, that you need to buy? Well, think about versatility and go from there. As for me, well, I tell all my clients to begin with dark denim jeans. But not just any denim, because like I said, fit is king, so it must fit your body type. Here's a picture of an actual client, Nat. When I asked him if he was cool with me sharing his pictures, including the before and afters, he responded with, "Fuck yeah, you want to show them the real change, don't hide the truth." Loved it. So it's fair to say that he was enthusiastic, and he's a badass, so I appreciate it, Nat. So here's Nat wearing dark denim jeans, but look at the fit. Now, I need to go a little backwards in time. One of the 4 pillars of your success in my coaching program is fitness, and Nat kicked his own ass. He changed his body. Dude totally transformed. So this was Nat when he was heavy. Being rather overweight, he got used to a particular style and fit. Nat lost a fuckload of weight, and he moved on to fashion and him getting ready for his dating profile pictures. He started like this, but was not ready. I just wasn't happy with the results, so after a few recommendations, this became him. A little better, but he's still using that straight fit for the jeans. Not something I would recommend for his new body, and I'd recommend him if he was still heavy, but dude's got it going on. That fit's just not for him. It's not flattering his body anymore. Now, Nat here, he looks older, and dare I say, he looks married. Also, he's not wearing any jewelry, and the sleeves, they're rolled up, which I recommend, but he's doing what you call the classic forearm roll rather than the master fold. And in case you're curious, the master fold, it goes like this. You know how the shirt has 2 buttons? 1, 2. Keep the proximal one buttoned, the one that's closer to you. And then all you do is fold it once, and then fold it again a second time. Just like that, and voila, that's the master fold. Just gives you more of a relaxed look. And last, with Nat, well, I love that color of the shirt that he's wearing. That pocket at the front, it decreases the relaxed look. Now, as a coach, I don't fuck around. I mean, I care about results, and I say it like it is. And I recommended additional changes to him. And to be honest, this is common. The average guy, it takes about 2 to 4 times for it to get it right. And me too, it took me a few times to get it right when I was taking pictures. This was me during my first time. Look how far I am from the camera. But the part that I'm excited, I'm genuinely excited to share with you, and I never use the word, but I can't lie. Here's Matt today. First, you got aviator glasses, which are great because, well, they fit just about any face. So aviators, they're strongly recommended. Second, he's accessorizing with a watch. Look at the symmetry and color. Look at the color between his belt, the watch, and the glasses. It just draws the eyes there. And look at his shirt. No pocket this time, and rather than doing the classic roll for his sleeves, I asked him to use the master fold and look at the difference. By the way, I recommend where to shop, and as mentioned earlier, it's often at Amazon, and I have the links for the shirt and the watch at the description section of the video. You won't believe the price, seriously. I won't even tell you. Just see for yourself. Go to the description and check it out. I'll take 2 of them. Now look at the fit of his jeans. Much better than the first one. And these jeans, they're versatile. They're like the ones I'm wearing. They're dark. And they can be used with just about everything, like a sports coat. There is one thing that I did change here, and that's that I didn't like the background, so I blurred it out. And I gave the picture a little contrast. But that's him. He did it all by himself. There is one downside of stretchy jeans. Remember that I mentioned the spandex and its properties? After a while, they tend to tear. That's why you wash them in cold water, or they will tear. And that's also why I try to recommend clothing that's 9% spandex or less. And jeans are typically about 5%. But this is what would happen to them. They will tear. So you take them to the tailor and have them take care of it. But they will tear. Don't try that at home. In closing, light-colored denim it's more casual, and yes, I do recommend them, but if you're trying to buy something versatile, go with dark. You can wear them with a V-neck, Henley, polos, button-ups, add a tie to your button-up, add a sports coat to your tie and button-up, or just wear them with a V-neck sweater. You can add them with loafers, Chelsea boots, basically whatever the hell you want. And gentlemen, there was a lot of information covered. My ass sometimes gets carried away, but here's the thing. Make style your priority. You owe it to yourself, and it doesn't matter your height, weight, skin tone, or how many teeth you have. Whatever it is, get your ass out there and build your brand. If you're struggling with a divorce, again, join our Facebook group and make a free one-on-one with me. The link is in the comment section underneath, or you can, in a few seconds, you're going to see a logo that looks like this. Not this one, but it's going to be right at the bottom left hand of your screen. Click on it, and it'll take you to both the group and to my site to make a one-on-one. Well, at it, you've been listening to my ass for what, the past 17 minutes? I guess it must have made some kind of sense here. At least I hope. If that's the case, throw me a like and subscribe. Turn this number right here into 5,000 by the end of this year. I know it's aggressive, but hell, it helps with YouTube's algorithm. So now, I get a lot of DMs showing your appreciation for my videos, and that's badass. But if you really want to help, get involved with the video by commenting and pressing like, even sharing. And remember that in the end, ultimately, confidence is the foundation of style. Thank you very much. Yo, how about with a wife beater? Does that work? Yeah, they do.